Hi everybody, so it's been a long time since I've done a video and I'm doing this one on a brand new camera. So we're just going to experiment, see where this takes us, how it takes us, blah 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 blah. So news, I have kind of an update. I've kind of fallen off the bandwagon when it comes to my year without new books or no new books for 2014. Because this started when I was in Asheville on vacation. I went to a independent bookstore and I bought 4 new books. So yeah, awkward. But and I also recently purchased an addition I most recently purchased the newest book in the Black Dagger Brotherhood series, which is a series that I have been reading for a long time, that I really, really love. And I figured I'd already bought some more, 4 books, what was one more? And so this video is is a review of The King by J.R. Ward, which is the 12th book in the Black Dagger Brotherhood series. It's going to be kind of a weird review because because I feel like when you're reading a book in a series that's as long as this one, you can only say so much without giving a lot of stuff away. So this may not be an entirely spoiler-free review. So if you have not read The King by J.R. Ward, then you want to be surprised by everything in it, then you may want to stop watching the video right now. If you have not read the Black Dagger Brotherhood series, then you may want to stop right now, because there's a lot of giveaways in the King. So moving on to the review, I would have to say that my initial reaction was, because I finished it last night, I loved it. I just thought it was so adorable. This is a continuation of Beth and Wrath's story, which was the first book in the Black Dagger Brotherhood series. Dark Lover was the introduction to the series, and it tells the story of Wrath, who is the king of the vampire race, but he doesn't want to assume the mantle of duty, and Beth, who is his best friend's daughter, and his best friend dies, and Wrath promises to take care of her through her transition from human to vampire, because that can be very dangerous. And so of course they fall in love and they get married and blah blah blah. And so this book is a continuation of their story. Basically, it's been a couple of years since the beginning. Within the world, it's been a couple of years since Beth and Wrath were mated. And things are kind of rocky for Wrath. There is a rogue group of warriors who are trying to take over the throne. There's been an attempt on Wrath's life. And yet through all of this, Beth is stood by him, but Beth wants a child. And Wrath is completely terrified of her dying during either before labor or during labor, and he doesn't want his child to be saddled with his legacy. So that's kind of the issues that are going on for Wrath and Beth. In the background, the Council of Families, called the Glamira, has sort of found a way of forcing Wrath to not necessarily abdicate, but saying that he is not fit to be king. It's a tiny little sort of caveat, and basically it says that the person who sits on the throne of the vampire race must be a pureblood, and Beth is a half-breed, and so any child of Beth and Wrath's would be a quarter human and would be on the throne, and that's against the law. So they catch the whole Black Dagger Brotherhood and the first family off guard by giving a vote of no confidence on Wrath. So that's happening. Meanwhile, one of the chosen Layla, is pregnant through a series of events, and has also, through a series of events, made her acquaintance, I suppose, with Score, who is one of the Band of Bastards, which is the rogue group of warriors trying to take over the throne. Score is their leader, and he's supposed to have this really misshapen face. And so she ends up, the way that they meet is that his first lieutenant calls upon her to feed him when he is really, really badly injured, and Score just becomes completely enthralled with Layla. and basically bonds with her. And she kind of feels the same way for him, but she's incredibly torn because she is loyal to her king, but she can't ignore how she feels for Score. So, and she knows he's the enemy and all these kind of things. So I really enjoy reading those bits about Score and Layla because I don't know, I'm a sucker for any kind of Beauty and the Beast kind of story and any kind of really yearning sort of storyline. So that's kind of like the situation around the king without giving like too much away, like the ending. I have to say, tons and tons and tons of really adorable moments. The Black Dagger Brotherhood is such a band of softies. It is hysterical. And there is a character, Lassiter, that's staying with them who is like crazy, and I just love it. So I liked it, but at the same time, without giving anything away, some of the threads, and there's Beth and Wrath, there's the Shadows, Trez and I Am, and they have a situation going on. There is a vampire named Assail and his situation, and then there is Score and Layla. So there's about 4 different threads within this novel. And I guess to me it feels a little bit like a new beginning, and maybe it's supposed to, because I was just not satisfied with the way some of the threads left off, especially Score and Layla. Layla kind of puts a situation to Score, and I just was like, no, it just doesn't, no, it didn't sit right with me. So I am of course anxious to see what kind of, what happens next with the Black Dagger Brotherhood. I cannot wait for the new book to come out. And see where all of this leads, and I really hope that it is Score and Layla's story. I really, really want it to be, just to see where all of this goes. There have been so many changes within the world of the Black Dagger Brotherhood, within the society that the story takes place in, and I'm really interested to see how it all pans out, because I felt too like the king, the climax of it, like, I don't know, about the last sort of 20%, because I was reading it on my Kindle, it seemed to like really wrap itself up really quickly, and everything was just really sort of like with a bow on it almost. I don't know if that really makes sense, but anyway, so long story short, Allie Mack has fallen off the bandwagon and bought some new books, so I'm trying to catch up with those. I am 8 books behind on my 100 book goal for the year, so I'm trying to catch up with that. Hopefully we'll get caught up so that, March, April, and at this point May are looking to be pretty much a bust as far as the books that I had set aside to read for those months. But once we get to June, it will be more like travelogues and books about different places, so I'm hoping to get all those 8 books caught up so that June I can start fresh and read the books that I've set aside for June. And yeah, so yeah, has been a while since I filmed, and it was great talking with you guys. I'm like the only person in my household that is likes to tease out and talk about books, and so it's nice to be here talking with you guys about the different books that I have read. And yeah, so I'll see you guys next time. I've been on my knees for a second here, and they are starting to go numb, so I will talk to you soon. Bye!